Hey, what's up? It's me again, and I'll be going over pricing in this video. There are three separate subject matters I'll be talking about because it seems to me that the longer the US goes down the road it's going, the worse it gets and the dumber people become. And what really gets me is that people don't actually want to do what it takes to solve the problem. So the first subject matter I'll be going over are used car dealerships all over YouTube. It's not one channel, it's a lot of them that are all bitching that their cars can't sell. So I have a video on a background on my TV, which I'm going to read, which says, the title of it is, "Everyone is broke and my car dealership is screaming it." And on the surface, you feel like the guy's got a legitimate complaint. They buy a bunch of cars at auction, 20 one week, 20 the next week. So they're basically buying them in bulk. They're getting a discount because they're a car dealership. Then they go out and they price the cars. And you would think that $2,500 is decent, right? And then they had to slash the prices down to $1,800. And what I find more interesting is the reason that they claim that the cars aren't selling. And that is because people they can't finance it. They want to put like $300 down and they're not a finance company. It's cash as it is. Well, that's all well and good until you actually watch the video and realize why the cars aren't selling. So here's what I mean by people just get dumb and they don't want to do anything to actually fix the problem. Okay. The reason that these cars are not selling, and it's not just in this dealership, it's across the board on all of them, is these cars have over 150,000 fucking miles on them. Nobody is going to pay $2,500 or $1,800 for a vehicle that only has a lifespan of about 50 to 75,000 miles left on it. They're not going to do it. And what my favorite comment about what I'm about to say for the solution is, because I'm going to provide a solution to this, and again, people don't want to do what it takes to sell it or or solve the problem, they will literally come back at me and say, "Are you a finance major? Or are you a car dealership?" I don't need to be any of that shit to understand what gets people to buy things, okay? Don't give me a shit about your overhead or anything else. If you're complaining that your cars are not selling, that is what I'm going to focus on. If you want to deal with all the other shit afterwards, that's on you. But right now, if these people really, really, really want to sell their cars as cash as it is, this is what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to drop the price on every single used car in that lot to $500 to $700 max, period. No more than $700. Every car in that lot needs to be under $800. When you do this, I guarantee you, 3/4 of the cars will sell. They're so worried about them not getting a $2,500 car that they're not looking at what they need to do to fix it. Again, I don't need to be a dealer to know that somebody will buy a vehicle that has 150,000 miles on it for $500 to $700, and they're not going to buy it for $2,500 or $1,800. They're not going to do it. So the fact of the matter is, if these people really want to sell their cars, they will drop the price. When you drop the price, you'll sell more of them. Once you sell more of them, you clear out your inventory. I can also speak from personal experience because of how economics worked in a video game I played, but that's far and few in between. I know it's a video game, but the system I'm using works. When you lower your prices, it sells stuff. All right, so anyway, the second subject matter I'm going to talk about is these idiots on social media posting about fast food prices and the complaints of them. Oh, they're so out of control and everything else. And in this section, I'll explain what caused me to make this video in the first place. All right, so I've watched several, TikTok compilations and things on YouTube where you have these idiots that are posting, "I went to Wendy's and I got my fiance, myself, and my kid a meal. $47. And they go like this, $47, it's outrageous, blah, blah, I can't believe, what are you guys doing, blah, blah, blah. And yet they keep giving the corporations these money. You can walk away from the front counter when you hear a price like that. And that's basically what prompted me to make this video. I was watching one video where a lady says, "I don't normally buy soda, so I wanted a Diet Coke." And so she basically wound up at Wendy's, and she was in the drive-thru, and The lady goes, oh, $3.47 for a fucking soda? You know what the lady did? Shook her money and left. That is what you have to do. These corporations being greedy are only a part of the problem. People keep giving these corporations their money. It's as simple as that. Another video I watched regarding these fast food prices is some guy was on there saying, what are you doing? He's like laughing about it and shit. I can't tell if he's pissed or if it's a skit or whatever. But when a chicken sandwich, nuggets, and a drink, or I forget what else he said, came to $25 at Chick-fil-A, that is when you take your money and you walk out of the store. This is the equivalency of people who are complaining stores are open on holidays. Back in the 70s and 80s, if you didn't get something before Christmas, you were shit out of luck until after Christmas, unless it was a drugstore. Those were the only ones mandated to be open 24 hours a day, even during holidays because of emergency purposes. Nowadays, if people are in the store will remain open. But the store remains open because people will go in. All it takes is one person to walk into that door and the store will stay open. If people don't want the stores to be open on holidays, stop going in them. But nobody's going to give a shit. And so the people that don't care are like, well, why does it bother you what I do? Because what you do affects everybody else. You going into these stores and not giving a shit that the store is open because you want to go in there affects the rest of everybody. So yeah, what you do, it does piss people off. It affects the workers and everything else. Gosh forbid a store is not open for one day. Oh God, we're not going to get our profit margin. Even online, stores need to be mandated to shut down during holidays, and it would solve a lot of fucking problems. I mean, I went into a Walgreens one day, simply on Thanksgiving, simply because it was open. And I said to the manager, and I'm like, why are you open? He looks around and points to people. I said, they wouldn't be in here now if you wouldn't be open. He goes, yeah, you got a point. I fucking walk out. I mean, granted, I'm in the store too, because that's because I was fucking bored. But the point here is that I'm not on social media bitching that the stores need to be closed. I should be helping, going into the problem, but go back to the way it was. People need to stop shoveling money at these corporations. Greed is only a part of the problem. The consumer is the other part, and the major portion of this. And the final thing I want to get out of the way, and the final subject matter I'm going to talk about pricing, is these assholes on social media showing the jacked up prices on foods. Now, why I have a problem with that isn't because the food prices are outrageous. They're fucking outrageous to begin with. But if you notice something in all of these videos where people are showing that the prices are overpumped, it's all organic shit. Every one of these videos shows eggs $15. They're organic. Pay attention to the labels on there. And I want to use, I'll use eggs and Z-bars, for example. Z-bar, in case you don't know, is it's basically a candy bar, so to speak. It's kind of like a granola type of bar. It's healthy or whatever it is. So we get them for our daughter who's autistic. Now, I want to point something out about the way people price shit. They don't know how to price it. I've always been good with money, which is why I don't really have a problem when I go shopping. Okay, it takes a little bit of brain power, and this does get a little dizzying, but there's a way to price eggs to maximize your profit, even if they are sky high. Case in point, I'll use Z-bars for this example, because it's easier. An 18-pack of Z-bars is like $17. So it's a little less than $1 a bar. However, keeping in mind that's 18 in one pack. However, what most people don't do is they don't look at how to combine packages to make to get the equivalent amount at a less price. Let me explain. A 12 package of Z-bars plus a 12 pack of Z-bars and a 6 pack of Z-bars total $15 compared to an 18 pack, which is $17. You can get 18 Z-bars for $15 simply by buying a 12 and a 6 pack. It's ridiculous the things that people do. They do not understand how to price stuff. Same thing with eggs. When it comes down to it, what you have to do is you have to price the individual egg itself. Again, having 36 eggs will give you a certain price. It's like Z-bars. Having 18 Z-bars at a certain price may be more expensive than buying the equivalency amount in separate packages. So for example, If you buy 36 eggs, that's 18 and 18. Eggs come in, half dozen, 18, and so forth down the line. But if you get 2 separate packages of 18 eggs, that's still 36 eggs. Sorry, that's still 36 eggs. But it may cost less because you got them in 2 separate packages. It's fucked up how pricing works. Let me use hot dogs as another example. In Walmart, and this is still going on in Walmart. I don't understand this. All right. An 18-pack of beef hot dogs, ballpark beef hot dogs at Walmart, where I go, is, I think it's 9 something, okay? It's something like that. No, sorry. It's 5, sorry. It was 5 something, my mistake. So an 18-pack of ballpark beef franks at Walmart is just under $6 or something like that. However, if you buy 2 8-packs of beef ballpark hot dogs, that's still 16. It costs you almost $7 for both of those. What the fuck is going on here? Buying an 18-pack, buying a 16-pack is in itself cheaper than buying 2 separate packs, whereas the Z-Bars, it's the exact opposite. People aren't aware of exactly how to price stuff. So when you're pricing stuff, as expensive as shit is, there is still a way to get around, not being completely taken advantage of and maximizing the amount you get for what you're paying. That's where the savings actually comes from, and that's something that nobody ever talks about. So anyway, I just wanted to get these 3 subject matters out of the way. These fucking dealerships being stupid, don't want to do what it takes to sell their cars. The idiots shoveling money at these corporations for fast food, giving them this money. And then these idiots on social media showing organic pricing as just how everything is. Plus, these assholes are eating this shit. You can buy non-organic stuff and spend less money. If you're going to spend, $15 on fucking eggs for a dozen of them, you deserve to get ripped off. Sorry, if you have this thing about, cage-free, there's nothing organic, okay? All the cows that you get this quote organic milk from, or whatever the fuck it is, they drink the same water as the cows that aren't, that it's not organic. It's the same shit, it all comes out of the same thing. Furthermore, it's already been proven that a lot of the beef has grain in it and things like that, so that's not organic. It's just people fucking doing pricing on stuff that they're using that title to jack up the prices. So that's basically it. I will talk to you at some point, but I just figured you can get a laugh out of this. See ya.